Well, good morning, everyone. Happy New Year's Eve. It's December 31st, 2021. An opportunity to get together one last time this calendar year with our distribution partners. We have two primary types of distribution partners, affiliates and white label partners. And today's training is mainly oriented towards our white label partners. So we have the white label page. It's on iimfl.org, and there's training videos and processes in the submission form. So that is readily available. Today, I want to focus instead on the people behind the white label program. Make sure you know each of them and how each of us can help you be successful. There's no doubt with the new year coming up, the growth and the popularity of entrepreneurialism, that this is a great time to be a technical advisor. That's what you and I are. We're technical advisors helping small businesses do three things: build financial literacy, create a lender compliant loan package, and access capital. And in fact, we guarantee them at least $100,000 to start or grow a business. So I'm sharing my screen with you here. Prior to today's Zoom, I sent kind of a last minute reminder out, but it did include this in PDF form. So each of you should have this in your inbox this morning. If not, that it either means you're not a white label partner or you've got some email deliverability issues. So I want to go through and give you a little bit of background of each of the partners and how to contact them, because it's not the same way to contact each of us. And I'm on the page too. We'll get down to me in a second. It's just to keep the page large enough to see. You don't see everyone at first. All right, so let's start with Madison. So Madison is a W-2 employee. She offices here at our commercial office address. Madison is a disabled veteran. She served as a military police officer in the U.S. Army, was injured significantly, and we're very pleased to have Madison on our team as our funding coordinator. So she typically works Monday through Friday. She's off today for the holiday, but she normally works Mondays through Fridays. And she has a dedicated phone number. So we have a company cell phone that we've provided her, and this is the number. So at any time that you'd like to call her or text her, you can reach her directly. You can always call the main office phone number, but here I'm giving you unique contact points for each of the team members that's here to support you. So this is Madison's business cell phone that we provide her. It's not her personal cell phone. She also has a scheduling link via Calendly, and then of course an email address. For many of you, Madison will probably be your most frequent point of contact because she's most available. And while she does have some scheduled calls, she tends to be the most available, kind of spur of the moment. There are three main areas that I think that Madison can be a resource for you. The first of which is client status. So let's say you've got a question: was the client submitted? Has the client received the funding proposal? Did the client complete the funding proposal? Did the client get any cash funding offers? If not, did the client accept 0% financing? Those just normal client status questions. Your best bet is to reach out to Madison because she's the most available and she has access to the systems. She's also excellent for general process questions. Now, Madison's smart and great, but she's not going to work with you on strategy. She's not going to work with you on campaigns, but just day-to-day client process questions. She's a great resource. Also, some of you have decided that you don't want to mentor clients. And so let's talk about that for a moment. So as a white label partner, we do the 50-50 revenue split. And the expectation is then you or someone on your team will mentor the client through, because we're doing three things. Remember, building financial literacy, which happens through the 4 modules, building the lender compliant loan package, which happens through the 4 modules, and then getting the client funding. So for the first 2, that is the role of the mentor. You can be the mentor, you can delegate it, or if you want Madison to do it for you, we can arrange that. So funding coordinator, Madison. So there's not a change here. I'm just giving you an update to make sure that you're aware of the team. So Madison. Next, we'll go through Scott. Scott is our chief marketing officer. And so really, he's your chief marketing officer. Now, you may have a lot of knowledge and a lot of skill set and a lot of experience, but I still recommend that you lean on Scott. Scott is just an A+ man. He's a gentleman. He's knowledgeable. He's technical savvy. And he has created some of the most successful marketing campaigns that I've ever seen. And the one I always like to refer to is Jeff, one of our distribution partners. And earlier this year, in one 30-day period, Jeff generated almost 500. It was over 400 enrollments, not leads, but enrollments in Access to Capital. So Scott is the chief marketing officer for us, and technically he can serve that as for you as well. So you'll notice each of us have different ways to contact. So Scott, you can email him, or you can use his scheduling link. And again, I provided this out to each of you via, I didn't mean to do that. I sent this out as a PDF this morning to you, so you have it. How can Scott help you? Well, we believe that you'll probably be most successful if you have a landing page to drive your prospects to. Now, you can skip that if you don't want to have a landing page. You can develop your own, have someone else develop it. It really doesn't matter to me, but that's one of the primary things that Scott does for our white label partners, is getting their landing page with automation set up. Let's go back to Jeff's success earlier this year when he had almost 500 conversions in a 30-day period. Part of that was driving people to his landing page, but what we know is that if you have your terms and conditions for clients to agree to online on your link to your landing page, you're going to have the highest number of conversions. And so Scott can help you get the terms and conditions set up. And then also follow-ups, because not everyone will sign up the first time they go to your landing page. So what a good landing page would do is just gather 3 basic pieces of information, typically name, email, phone, but would follow up with those people that have not converted, that have not enrolled in your Access to Capital program without requiring labor on your part. And so that could be text follow-ups and or email. So that's part of what Scott can do for you. This one here, I almost made this our topic of the day, quite frankly, because, and I'm going to be strong on this, so forgive me. I think most of us would be foolish to not develop some sort of referral program. Why I say that is no matter how good you are and how talented you are, and frankly, how hard you want to work, there are others out there that already have relationships with small business owners or are good at marketing. And if you let them know what you do and give them an economic reason to do so, they could be referring to you. They could be referring a lot of people to you. And so some of our most successful distribution partners really are just coordinating a team of referral partners. So I really, really, really believe that you should at least consider developing some sort of referral partner model. And again, Scott can help you with that if you'd like his help. And then in terms of email blast and text blast out to prospects. So that's Scott, Chief Marketing Officer. Next, we'll get to Aristotle. So Aristotle is also a veteran, not a disabled veteran, but a veteran. He was in the U.S. Army, psychological operations, and also he was airborne. So he's one of those crazy people, and I say that affectionately, that jumps out of perfectly good trains, out of planes. I guess it wouldn't be so gutsy to jump out of a train, but he jumps out of planes, sorry. And so Aristotle is also a registered nurse. So smart guy. So you can reach him via text or via Calendly link. the primary ways that Aristotle can help you is that I think all of you know in December, we started having reconciliation calls, and it was an annual one in December of 2021. But each month going forward, you should be scheduling with Aristotle to have a monthly reconciliation call. This is really valuable because then what can happen is you and Aristotle can go through, and Aristotle is a W-2 employee as well, I should have mentioned. But each month, Aristotle can go through with you the status of every one of your clients. And are they active or inactive? If they're inactive, he can give you some guidance and tips of how to prod them along. And we want to make sure that you're active as a white label partner. When you enrolled as a white label partner, you promised that you would generate at least 8 clients, access to capital clients a month to a week. And so if you're not there, we don't want to penalize. We want to support and help you reach those numbers. So the monthly reconciliation calls are essential, both from helping clients, making sure that they're moving forward in a timely fashion, as well as making sure that we're doing what we should be doing to help you, and that you're doing what you should be doing to meet our agreement. Also, he is our resident expert in dealing with non-performing debt. What does that mean? So if you have clients that have enrolled, when a client accepts your contract or terms and conditions, assuming that you're using the standard template that we've provided you for consideration of use, those clients are promising to do certain things. And if not, they're breaching the agreement with you. Well, you have what's called creditor's rights. You don't have to just say, oh, well, that stinks that the person is breaching your agreement. So he can help you with strategies on invoicing them, and then demand letters. And if the client's not performing, you could either send those clients to a collection agency, you could litigate, or you could sell the debt. And that's the bullet we're on here. I've shared with you, we've sold a lot of debt for non-performing assets this past year, 2021, and you could sell your debt. Also, there's a strategy of buying debt whereby it provides additional assets on the balance sheet that can serve as collateral to make a client more credible for larger funding amounts. So he's our point of contact for debt buying and selling. As he is compliance, then if there's contractual issues, and again, we need to be doing what we promised to do, but he'll talk to you if you have concerns about that, or if it appears you're not doing what you promised to do. And he's really going to be the primary point of contact for invoice questions or concerns. So we fully migrated over to QuickBooks as of, I think, September of 2021. So if you or a client or anyone has received an invoice, you got questions, concerns, and we're not perfect. Sometimes there's mistakes made. That's fine. We'll get that corrected. But Aristotle's the point of contact for these 4 areas. Least of which is myself. So I really see myself as the lead technical advisor working with you. You probably the best way to reach me, and of course there's emails, which some of you have painfully learned. Sometimes I fall behind on emails, which I apologize. I have a scheduling calendar link. I'm very good about Calendly. Now I know Bernard scheduled a call with me this past week, and I didn't call him, and that was frustrating to him. I went back and looked on my Calendly, and he just wasn't there. So I guess Calendly may have some reliability issues, but in general, it works just fine. And I tend to be very diligent. I may be a couple minutes earlier, a couple minutes late for each call based upon the prior one. But I really place a very strong commitment on making those calls. And so if I don't call you at the scheduled time, plus or minus a couple minutes first, I apologize. But most likely it was some sort of glitch in Calendly like we had with Bernard, which again, I apologize for this past week. But also what I want to do is be available to you. There's just no way I can take unlimited incoming calls because of my other responsibilities. But what works really well, and a number of you have done this, this is our backline number. This isn't our main number. Our main number is answered live 7 days a week, by the way. We have a call center that answers it. But if you want to just text me on this back line and let me know, hey, Tom, give me a call as soon as you get free for a minute, I'm happy to do so as soon as I break free. Typically, I'm on phone calls every 15 minutes with clients, but in some cases, a 15-minute slot's not taken, or in some cases, they stand me up. So I will do the best I can to reach back. So I strongly recommend, for me, this model of communication. What is it that I primarily help you as a white label partner with? Well, we're certainly looking to build our team of white label partners. And what's in that for you is being a regional vice president. It's free. We talked about it recently on training. Essentially, as a regional vice president, you're getting a 25% override on the production of your white label partners. Didn't cost you anything to be a RVP. Doesn't cost the white label partners anything to enroll. And that is great. So this is a little bit different than talking about just developing a referral program. I think these are the two main ways that you could grow your income, we'll call it passively. You can work with Scott and get people set up to refer to you, and you pay them something. The most common is paying them 3 to 5 points off the capital raise. And frankly, if you offered 5 points off the capital raise, you'll get a lot of sophisticated people referring to you. As a white label partner, you control the client pricing, so you can build that in so it's still profitable for you. Here, we're not talking about just referral relationships, but actually setting up a structured team of white label partners, of which you help oversee, that you're receiving a 25% override on. So that's a big part of my priority of 2022, is to grow our producing distribution partners, and how you benefit from that, if you want, is again free, be a RVP and get overrides from that. And then my other primary role is helping get these loan packages put together and getting clients funded. And frankly, whether it be for their first tranche or subsequent tranches of funding. My background, I have 2 graduate degrees, came out of University of Minnesota, worked for Deloitte. It was called Deloitte & Touche at that time, as a senior financial consultant. At that time, my largest client was the state of Florida. So I'm not saying some business in the state of Florida. The state of Florida, the governmental entity, was my client. So I spent a lot of time at the state capitol in Florida working on financial projects for them, high level. And then also I was an advisor for the SBA. Technically, I was employed through the Small Business Development Center, which is a distribution method or arm of the SBA. And I work with small businesses building financial literacy, loan packages, and raising capital. And then after that, I was a college professor, full-time college professor, teaching entrepreneurialism and other business classes. So I'm probably not as qualified as you, but I'm qualified enough to help you build client loan packages and helping them get funded. I'm also a paralegal for whatever that matters. I'm also a notary for whatever that matters, and a licensed insurance agent. Okay, so what questions do any of you have today on this topic, specifically regarding our team? This is probably long overdue in getting all of this on one page to make sure that you know who's here to support you, how to best reach them, and so forth. You know, our main number hasn't changed. It's 903-200-8781. Again, it is answered typically live 7 days a week. So that's the main number. So we're not really talking about how clients interface with us. We're talking about you as white label partners. Who's your team? What do each of us specialize in? And what are the best ways to reach us? Because it does differ. Madison and I work here in our physical office. Aristotle works remote, and Aristotle and Scott both work remote, I should say. Okay, so Does anyone have any questions as we wrap up 2021? If you've not kept current on the white label partner trainings, I encourage you to do so. But we are here to help you be successful. We want you to help small businesses. We want you to make a lot of money. And I know maybe you don't see it as credible. I do, so we can agree to disagree. But our model was developed to serve two masters. We want to help clients accomplish their goals, but we want to work with you to help you earn 6 figures a month. And we just covered that in a recent training. That the model is built to do that, and your success is our success. Marcelo's on the training. Marcelo is a white label partner, just referred in his first client. And Marcelo, you might have saw, I emailed you this morning, your first client received almost $50,000 of first tranche funding offers. So congratulations. What a way to get started, Marcelo. Not only a cash offer for your first client, which is what we normally expect, but a significant amount of funding. So that's great. All right, so let's go through any questions or concerns you have here before we wrap it up. All right, so Doug's asking on the modules. Yeah, so I think I'm your point of contact, Doug, and others on what we call the technical advising. So I was involved with, there's 3 of us that all work for the SBA through different SBDCs that put this model together. So I'm the weak link in the chain. I don't take any credit. I'll take the blame, but I won't take any credit for the model. But the module approach is something that we developed. And frankly, when we first started, it was 10 steps, 10 modules, and that proved to be too much. It was very thorough, but people were less likely to make it through it. So we evolved. Now it's 4 steps, 4 modules, and I'm happy to assist you, Doug, and others on that. So that is part of the process of getting their loan package created, because each of those 4 modules has an educational topic for the client, and then we're helping them implement that in their business. I know if you're wanting to mentor them, you may have your own approach. We've talked about if you don't really have the time or interest in mentoring, we can have Madison, or we can continue to hire more people to do the mentoring for you if you don't want to do it. And thank you, Renee, for your kind words. All right, so who else has any questions, comments, concerns? We're wrapping up 2021 and really excited to look forward to the upcoming year. We want to help each of you generate at least 8 clients in January and in subsequent months. By doing so, we're accomplishing what we've set out to do. And again, we showed you the financial Excel spreadsheet on a recent training, and I sent it out to any of you that requested it. That should, by design, should put you at $100,000 or more of gross income per month. Now, I know there's cost associated with any business, but gross income, if you can generate 1 million or more in 2022, while building the financial literacy, building the loan packages, and helping clients get a minimum of $100,000 start or grow a business, I think that's a hell of a proposition, and we can accomplish that. And then, so we get a couple of questions on the RVP role. So again, I'll wrap it up with this. There is no cost to be a regional vice president. The first thing, and we had a training on this, the first thing that you would need to do is go to either like Rocket Lawyer or Law Depot or wherever you want and create a joint venture agreement. That's going to be between you and the white label partners that you recruit. It's going to define your role, your revenue split with them, and so forth, because you're kind of the team lead, you're the mentor, you're coaching them. And so you would first get your joint venture agreement set up, whatever it is that you're going to provide for them and whatever the revenue split is. Then you have a white label partner sign that with you. and it would have a non-circumvent, non-compete in there, right? Because you don't want them to be able to bypass you. And then the second step, Mr. Rich, is to go ahead and then go ahead and have them fill out the white label page enrollment form on the white label page at iimfl.org. So now they're set up in your system, they're set up in our system, and then now we're going to work together to help them hit at least their 8 a month. So step 1 is get your joint venture agreement set up. Step 2, start getting white label partners to sign that. That's going to work with you, that's going to be on your team. And then step 3 would be to have them enroll with us as a white label partner. So then you'll get the override set forth in your joint venture agreement. All right, any other questions before we wrap it up? I'll be in most of the day. Most of the staff is off today. We'll be back full force on Monday. I did send this out to all of you that are current white label partners, and I'm with those of you that have an interest in the RVP role. I don't think that there's a better way to magnify your income than getting other folks on your team. We're not network marketing, we're not MLM, there's no buy-in to be a RVP, there's no upfront cost to become a white label partner, but we do realize that having an extra layer in the org chart, these RVPs, is going to help us grow quicker and help the white label partners be even more successful. And you don't have to get our approval for the white label partners. If you select the people you want on your team, you get them signed up on your joint venture agreement, and then you help them get signed up as a white label partner with us. Best practice is to email us a copy of your RVP agreement, executed agreement with them, so we have that for our files and we know what the hierarchy is. All right, well, thanks everyone. We'll see you back on Monday morning. Have a great holiday weekend. Happy New Year's, and we'll hit it hard on Monday for the upcoming month, upcoming year. Thanks everyone. Bye-bye.